I spoke with 13-year-old Sean Howell's aunt, and she tells me she is numb. The family just can't understand how this happened. Fire investigators are calling this fire suspicious. Residents tell me they fear for their own safety. There was a fire in this building 2 months ago. Factory of sadness no more. Some fans tell me it's a small animal that's been a good luck charm for the Cleveland Browns. So an opossum has shown up at 2 Cleveland Browns games, and the Browns have won both of those games. 71 shots were fired just outside this bar early this morning. You can see the chalk marks left on the ground as police tried to count up all of the shell casings. In total, 5 people were shot, and so far police say they haven't made any arrests. After being on the run for more than 12 hours, Ariel Bryant was arrested inside this apartment building. Her mom spoke to me exclusively and says she is beyond relieved that the kids were found safe and weren't hurt. There are a lot of tears and hugs today as those 3rd and 4th floor tenants move out the last of their belongings. You can see the moving trucks right behind me. It's going to be a long day for those residents. They have to move everything out stair by stair since the elevator is where the fire started. A hug between 2 women says it all. One has a place to live, the other an uncertain future.
My life is in that building.
Carol Largent lives on the 3rd floor of the Loganberry Ridge Apartments.
It's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
You'll
be okay.
Yeah. They won't let us in to get the furniture and stuff like that. They said it's a crime scene.
Her apartment is so close to where the fatal fire started, firefighters had to escort her into her apartment.
This area is dark. It's almost like a horror movie. Is really horrible.
She had a couple of minutes to get life's most important possessions.
This, I need to take that back to work. My medication and my change and my key to my car. That's it.
Change for her grandkids' Christmas presents. She's thankful firefighters rescued her best friend, Zeus.
They saved my dog, so I'm good.
Well, neighbors are packing up today. Some have found a place to live. Others still don't know where they're going tomorrow.
I have a wonderful family. I have people that I work with that are fantastic, and so I'm going to be okay. My concern is with the other ones who don't have what I have.
A lot of prayers are being said here today. Tenants tell me they're going to try to move out what they can, and they're going to have to leave the rest. Now, crews will be here tomorrow turning off the power so they can make those repairs from the fire. Getting answers, Lacey Crisp, Cleveland 19 News. Well, this is the center of where the storm hit last night. You can actually see this tree that was snapped off. Now, Burger King workers tell me they can actually hear the tornado come up through this creek, jump over the street into that parking lot. Then it started throwing cars as if they were toys. Watch closely to the top left of your screen. There are 2 cars, both white, that will get swept up and spiraled by an EF1 tornado. The car on the left skids, slides, and is slammed onto its roof. The car on the right rolls, but lands back on its tires.
My poor coworker was outside and she was like, I was holding on to the wall.
You can see the whirling of the tornado whip through the parking lot.
All of a sudden, there was just all of our windows and doors blew open and the lights started flickering and then everything just shut down.
Inside the Burger King, they took cover.
It pretty much went through the drive-thru.
Here's another view. The light on the ceiling starts falling off and carts start blowing through the parking lot. There's a flash of light. Then you can see people start running through the parking lot. Watch this small child and their parent running for cover inside the grocery store.
It lasted for 30 to 45 seconds. It doesn't seem that long, but when you're in here, it's a really long time.
It took us by surprise because, you hear the sirens, but you just never think it's going to hit in your area.
As quickly as the twister blew through, it was gone.
We were actually surprised because we had heard the sirens and we got the notice that the tornado was coming through or that there was a possible tornado. And then when we drove through, we were kind of surprised that it actually had touched down right here. Yeah, so the good news, even with the 90-mile-per-hour winds and carts blowing around, no one was hurt. Of course, they spent the day cleaning up today. There was some damage to the roof here at the Burger King. There's some siding missing, but they tell me, as long as no one was hurt, everything is okay. Reporting live, Lacey Crisp, Cleveland 19 News. I have been following this since the middle of January, and I just got my hands on these disciplinary reports. 2 EMS personnel will have to serve a 1-day, 8-hour suspension each after they refused to pick up a man who had been shot more than a dozen times.
feed, take me to the hospital.
On January 14th, a man was shot more than a dozen times while sitting in a driveway near 188th and Pawnee. The victim was shot right here in the city of Cleveland, but drove himself a mile away. He stopped just across the street from the city line into the city of Euclid.
They won't come because it's in your city. Even though it's our victim, they won't come.
Euclid EMS was busy at a fire, and Cleveland EMS refused to send an ambulance.
Unless we pick them up and scoop them to Euclid and then worry about it there.
I mean, he needs to go to a hospital.
Police officers on scene decided the man needed help right away, and they drove him to the hospital in their police car. According to public documents from a personnel hearing, emergency medical dispatcher Myling Lamb asked Sergeant Jewel Smith at the time, "We don't go to Euclid, right?" Sergeant Smith responded, "No." According to the Emergency Medical Service General Order, the Division of Emergency Medical Service will dispatch an ambulance if an ambulance is available and if the total response time is 15 minutes or less. We went to EMS headquarters to get answers.
This is all going through the press office, so contact Dan Williams at the press office and he can answer all your questions.
The city's Director of Media Relations, Dan Williams, sent me an email saying, as the people involved will have an opportunity to file a grievance, we will not be interviewing on this topic at this time. For now, both the dispatcher and sergeant have been suspended for a 1-day or 8-hour shift. And I spoke with the victim's girlfriend today. She's upset and tells me she thinks they should serve longer suspensions. She says she hates to think what could have happened if police had waited for EMS to arrive. Getting answers, Lacey Crisp, Cleveland 19 News.